All right, welcome into your 15-minute weather. I'm meteorologist John Zeigler. Meteorologist Courtney Aiken is off for the rest of the week, so you're stuck with me. I'll give you a 7-day forecast, then we'll go into Nerdland. But what I'm going to be talking about is more than Nerdland. We will be talking about Monday's severe threat. It will be the first severe threat for the area of the year. So the storms are not always created equally, right? While there's a chance Saturday night and a Sunday morning, Monday to me right now looks like the day. So I'm going to talk a lot in depth about what's going on Monday when we go through the 15 minutes. So I'll give you the forecast. Okay, 51 today. Most of the area, if not 99% of the area, is in the 40s. You got to be southeast of the metro, Red Wing, to hit 50. If you're in St. Cloud, 45. If you're in Alexandria, 40. The more you go west, the colder it is. Today, grab your jackets. It's a chilly day, not terrible. Friday's the best day. There's high pressure. And I will tell you, this is the windier time of the year. I think next month is the windiest month of the year, but this is right there. So why is it windy? Because there's low pressure centers all over the place, and the strength of the low pressure centers are very strong at this time of the year. That is because the jet stream is starting to shift back from Canada. Now in the summertime, it's gone again. So we don't have a jet stream in the summertime, so that's why the winds are lighter. But the jet stream is here, okay? So windy conditions pick back up over Sunday, Monday, but Friday's beauty. Saturday kind of looking like a washout. First half of the day, no, but once we get past noon. So get it done before noon. But Saturday to me is just starting to look like the worst of the 2 days. Sunday. There is an AM chance for rain on Sunday, but to me the afternoon is mainly dry, and that is why I'm going 76. These days could get to 80 degrees, especially south of the Twin Cities. They're hot. When you get to 80, you start thinking of severe storms. That's Monday. Is it going to be, if you're going to get to 74 degrees, is it going to rain in the morning? No. You have to have enough dry time to get that temperature up. So Tuesday will drop. Some models don't want to even drop us nearly as much on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, some more rain showers. It looks very active. All right, let's hit into Nerdland. There's other stuff here, but most of what I'm going to talk about is dissecting the severe threat. 7 degrees cooler than yesterday, so we are much cooler. Areas like Mankato, Jackson are way colder than yesterday, and that makes sense. We've got this northwest flow. So we're going to continue with northwest winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. The winds are actually going to get up to 20 for gusts, but yesterday the winds were actually over 35. Yesterday was very windy. Today is going to be breezy. I think I don't even know if technically that's a thing, but that's what I do. It's kind of like every meteorologist has their different verbs or whatever they are. Like a thunder shower, not real, but I still like it. They're all thunderstorms, technically speaking. But thunder shower to me sounds like a weak thunderstorm, but you could say weak thunderstorm regardless. You get what I'm saying. There is no technically windy is stronger than breezy. It just is what it is. That's how I use it. 38 to 45. You will see some sunshine here throughout the morning. And then, yeah, we're talking about some rain from 7 to 9 o'clock. So later on this evening, we expect some rain showers to push through the area. There it is. And yes, I see you staring at a little bit of that snow. This is going to start to come in here as we roll into the second half of the day. So I'll pause it at 5. This would be the first band of showers. I don't want there to be snow, but it's looking like models are calling for snow. Alexandria, Wilmer, Montevideo, and Ortonville, you'll probably see some flakes fly. Now, the reason you're going to get flakes and we're not is because I think it warms up. Remember I talked at the beginning, I was like, it's colder this way. You're catching the precip before you're able to warm up. The metro is going to catch the precip after we warmed up, so it's mainly rain. Now, 8 o'clock at night, I do think we'll see some mixed showers. Again, the better chance for those mixed showers, Marshall, Wilmer, New Ulm, Redwood Falls. Here in the Twin Cities, this is the best chance for rain. That's why I froze it here at 8, because this is when I'm expecting the more of the chance at a downpour. And then by the time we get into the overnight hours, we'll clear. High pressure comes in. It's awesome. Today, last today, and then we will get to all of that severe stuff. 51 degrees in the Twin Cities, 36. This is just going straight snow. Don't snow on Alexandria. Bemidji's watching yesterday. Bemidji, you got 2 inches of snow. That's sad. It's 2 inches in an hour? Really? You had a snow squall. If you didn't see, I posted that on my Facebook page yesterday, that you guys had a snow squall and it dumped on you. Could that be Alexandria today? I guess. I hope not. And it's funny, I'm very pro snow until the calendar turns April. Absolutely not. Don't ruin my April. You know what I like more than snow? Fishing. Crappies. So no, I'm only pro snow because I have to be pro something in winter. Otherwise you'll hate your life. 51 in the Twin Cities, 50 in Rochester, 54 in La Crosse. Brainerd, Bemidji, 38 and 35. So you're going to see temperatures start to cool off as you go to the north. All right, so here's satellite and radar. Now, what I'm looking for, and this is where we're going to start nerding out a little bit here. So there's two types, and I just try to teach you this because I don't think a lot of people know this. You ever heard of short wave and a long wave? Well, long wave, this one, is the jet stream. Short wave are baby kinks in the jet stream. Which one impacts us? Well, technically you could say both. Which one drives tornadoes? It's actually the short waves. The small guys are the ones that actually create the disturbance. This is a pattern shift. When you see a trough out west, you'll always hear me in the wintertime. I talk about if you see mudslides in California, gear up, okay? Now, there's obviously scientific terms like the atmospheric river or whatever terms that the headlines use. I think one time someone said like Godzilla flow. I was like, that's not real. Somebody used, I remember, it was on this 15 minutes, I was like, someone used the term Godzilla. Regardless, start to understand why that matters. So the reason if California starts flooding or getting crazy is because if you look at the flow, it drives that energy across the country. But I'm going to show you on the next map, this is what we call precipitable water. That's a nerdy term. It's the available water in the atmosphere. But that still probably doesn't make sense to you. Barely does to me. What I'm using this for is to show you the collide between energy and moisture. Now, why? So we talked about the trough. There it is. Now, these little guys are the minions of that big trough. They're short waves. 1, 2. These go up and follow the jet stream. Remember, the jet stream is the highway for low. So this is 94, and these are cars on Highway 94. Beep, beep, right? Okay, that's one component. What's the other component? Moisture, right? There's two components, big components, energy and moisture. Now, there's this finite things like low-level shear and whatever. I have to do the disclaimers or some scientists will call me out. But this is the setup that you're looking for. In fact, when you have high pressure over Atlanta, you know what the Atlanta meteorologists are posting today? Because I follow every meteorologist in the country. Drought, 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 drought. You think the weather's going to be nice in Masters this weekend? Oh, yeah. Weather's going to be gorgeous because it's the transport of weather, right? Weather is transported for someone. So if they have gorgeous weather, they're just giving their crappy weather to somebody else. And this is how you do it. So there's a clockwise rotation. So follow this. And now you'll hear me talk about an open Gulf or a closed Gulf. This would be the definition of open. Watch the moisture. This is showing the moisture. Bang, comes right on the back side of the high. This side of the high is called, this is what closes it. This is the side that opens it. Why? Because, and I'll draw on here, you can actually see, if you just put the arrows to the high pressure, this closes it, right? This closes. So if the high was over here, let's just do an explainer. So let's say the high was here instead of over there. What would happen? Well, you would be, whoa, hold on, sorry. You would be closing the Gulf, right? If that was the high here, you would be closing the Gulf. The Gulf is closed, not open for business. But when you shift the high, when you shift it over here, it's the opposite effect. It is open for business. So that's one. That's the most important thing literally ever. Now, how it works, and yes, does our rain and thunderstorms come from the Gulf in Minnesota? All of them, every single one. You've never in your life, see, I can't say these dramatic things. I'm sure there's been some times when you get severe weather from Canada. Rare. The tornado outbreaks, the slight risks, all the risks come from this setup, throwing moisture into here. And now, this actually allows weather to be more simple. Where's it going to rain? Here? Yeah, it's going to rain there. What are the odds of Dallas getting a lot of rain? 1,000%. What are the odds of Madison, Wisconsin getting a lot of rain? 1,000%. It's guaranteed. What are the odds of Atlanta getting rain? 0%. Not hard, right? Find the moisture. Are we going to get rain? Yes. Are we a little on the edge of it? Also, yes. You can't be in the trough side. You have to be on the highway. You want to be in the game, be on the highway. So that's Oklahoma City, Kansas, and you want to be slightly south of it. Oklahoma City, go figure. Springfield, Missouri. I mean, these are the gauntlets of severe weather. Springfield, Wichita, Kansas City, Des Moines, Madison. Welcome to Tornado Alley. This is how it happens. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and look at Monday. So why do I think that Monday has a chance for severe weather? It's because of this. So now we talked long wave trough in California. Now we're going to talk short wave trough and how they interact at the surface. So I want you to understand the wind directions on a low. So why does this drive tornado threats? And yes, there will be tornado threats, very likely in Minnesota. I don't know how severe, but here's why. So this wind actually indicates an east wind. So I want you to look at the warm front. It's like I'm in college. This is an east wind, okay? This is the divider. It's an east wind. I already know that. I don't need to look at any, I don't even need the winds on here because I know where there's severe weather. You're looking for the strongest counterclockwise rotation in the atmosphere. Where is that? It's on the warm front because I know there's an east wind where the red bar is. Now, do we know the red bar is going to be on St. Cloud? Absolutely not. This is a guess, but it will be somewhere in here. But I want you to understand why I look at tornado threats here. So if that's an east wind, what are the winds up here? They start to turn a little bit. They start coming like this. So the wind starts to come out of the north. So that is, okay. And then what is it underneath it? Southeast. Okay, these are all winds, right? Okay. So you've got southeast winds, which is the tornado wind. You have southwest winds down here. You can get a nice squall line. But the area to watch out for is on this warm front or in this area because the strongest counterclockwise rotation is right on that red bar, right? Or just south of that red bar. Now, there's a lot of rotation in here as well. Not back here. Nope, out of the game, 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 in the game. This is the area you want to watch out for. So understand you're looking for that counterclockwise rotation in the atmosphere. So if I just circled the severe threat, it's not that hard. And actually, in fact, the National Weather Service will go ahead and do that for us. Actually, let's go back here. So I drew that first so you could understand how it works. And now you're looking at the severe threat today from the National Weather Service. Here you go, Monday. You have that warm front draped across central Minnesota. Where would tornado threats be higher? Southern Minnesota, more so than Des Moines on this case, because the red bar actually has higher shear environments and better strong counterclockwise rotation. So that's how it looks. Again, the reason that the severe threat ends is because it gets too late in the night. So this is what it will look like at 8 to 10 o'clock. If this is the setup, absolutely, we're on. We're just on. That doesn't, we're 5 days away, right? I'm showing you this because I want you to be prepared, but I'm also being realistic that this thing could change. What do I know from a forecasting aspect on these things? What will typically happen? This is the warm front today. It typically will trend south because there is colder air north or snowpack. It will probably end up down in southern Minnesota. That's my best guess or forecast, which a forecast is a guess. So here is 10 o'clock Monday. I would just be prepared. Again, these are blobby looking models because I'm using long range. So the European model is going to tell us, okay, it's blobby. This is the really important graphic. Remember, let's just zoom out. Remember the PWAT map I showed you, right? Like this is what I always tell young meteorologists when they're like, I don't know where it's going to storm. I'm like, follow the high PWATs. Yeah, it's not that it can't rain where there's not Gulf moisture. Do you see rain in Atlanta? You think it's going to rain in Augusta? No. They don't even need meteorologists this week at the Masters because they've got that dome of high pressure. This is more of a late spring setup. But this thing is just juicy. Madison down to, I mean, look at Oklahoma City. Yeah, it's going to storm. And Oklahoma City doesn't get like cute rain. That's not how they get the rain. They get the rain with punishment. So we'll get some rain showers. Saturday into Sunday is actually my best chance for rain, and Monday. We'll get a little bit closer. We're still pretty far out for severe weather, but I wanted you to understand that. I think it was a good time to just talk about how the dynamics in the atmosphere work and what I look for. Hope you learned something. Enjoy some warm weather. Enjoy some storms. We'll track them. We'll time them out for you.